Yo, hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Deathstroke, issue number 6. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, when we last left off on Deathstroke, he is in a humongous fight with the individual known simply as Legacy. Now, Legacy has been multiple people, but this incarnation of Legacy is a super-powered, at least with his suit, individual who's able to lift some incredibly big objects. He's able to throw a submarine at Deathstroke. That's pretty intense. And he was hired by parents of the girl that was killed by Deathstroke in one of the earlier issues as vengeance for the death of their daughter. So, while this is going on, Deathstroke is also searching for the truth about his son, Ravager, which is the majority of issue number 6. We get to see the climactic finale between Legacy and Deathstroke and what really goes on between the two of them, and we get some flashbacks to what went on between Deathstroke and Ravager and why Ravager is no longer alive and what led him to that predicament and the relationship that he had with Deathstroke, and not only Deathstroke, but also his relationship with his mother. Because in the flashbacks, we find that Deathstroke and his wife are still together. Now, what happens to her, we don't know. Before Flashpoint, we already know the whole history of Deathstroke to Terminate, but it's being rewritten so that it's kind of away from the Teen Titans in its own kind of little continuity, its own little universe, where it can start anew with stories and history. So, the question is this: will Deathstroke be able to get out alive from Legacy? Or will he have to come to the realization that Legacy may be someone that he knows? In addition to that, who is really behind everything that's going on and sending out all these messages to Deathstroke and leading him all this breadcrumbs for him to follow? Well, you're just going to have to read and see. Let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Finally, we have someone that can give Deathstroke a challenge. One of my big complaints of the Deathstroke comic, and I do like the comic, but one of my complaints is the fact that Deathstroke just doesn't seem to be challenged at all. He's going around and decapitating people like it's nothing, like he's breathing. So finally we have someone that gives Deathstroke a huge challenge, and Legacy does that. He beats Deathstroke to a bloody pulp. It is pretty intense, the fight between the two of them, which is good. I like to see my characters being challenged. I wouldn't call Deathstroke a hero, but I would like to see my characters get challenged. I also like the flashback scenes with Deathstroke, his wife, Ravager, the family unit they have go on here, and I like to see also the death scene with Ravager and how it affects Deathstroke, and it was really nice how they did how Kyle Higgins did the flashback. So I did enjoy the flashback, and I do like how this ends because it leads into what I think would be an interesting story. Although it would have to be wrapped up soon because I do know Rob Liefeld is taking over the comic indefinitely with Deathstroke fighting Lobo. Whatever. Bad. Well, first bad is that during the fight between Deathstroke and Legacy, there's one point where Deathstroke sets up a trap for Legacy, and Legacy just kind of chills there, and he actually kneels down and he looks at the trap. He's like, "What are you doing, Deathstroke?" "Oh, I'm setting up this trap, blah, 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 to kill you." He's like, "Interesting." Just kill Deathstroke. Don't sit there and watch him set up a trap to defeat you. What an idiot. Jeez. Second thing that I did that was a bad is, and I don't know if you can really consider this a bad, but it's something to take a note, is we do see Deathstroke, we do see his wife, and we do see Ravager back in the past in the flashback, but there's no Jericho. Joey's not in it, so it makes me wonder where Jericho comes in this, if he's even in the new DCU. He might have been referenced in Red Hood and the Outlaw when Red Arrow, well, he's not Red Arrow, Arsenal was listing off all the former Titans, but I don't remember. Maybe someone can tell me. I don't feel like fishing out my Red Hood and the Outlaws issue number 1, but it would be it's interesting why Joey's not showing up in this, why Jericho's not here. Maybe it's just that he wasn't in that scene. Whatever the case may be. I don't know. That was something I just thought about. And lastly, the reveal at the end. You can see it coming a mile away. It was good. I mean, it sets up for what I think will be an interesting 7th issue, but it's a pretty obvious reveal. Pretty damn obvious. On a whole, whether or not you should get it. Well, despite the faults here and there, Deathstroke the Terminator, or I guess just Deathstroke, issue number 6 was a great issue. I think it's one of the better of the Deathstroke's issues, and it was just overall fun. We see some struggle, we see some backstory, and we see some setup. Good character dialogue and good character development. I think on a whole it was just a good issue. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. That might be a little generous, but I really think Kyle Higgins hit it on the nail here with issue number 6. So pick it up if you're a fan of Deathstroke, or if you're a fan of Titans, because it does give you a little bit of a flashback scene, and it does may rework George Perez's stuff with Deathstroke, or George Perez and Marv Wolfman stuff with Deathstroke, but not too much that it isn't, like, going to be insulting. I think it's actually a decent take on Deathstroke. So, with that said, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Good issue. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.